Hi everyone. So I'm outside right here. This is actually a marketplace because I have renovation. Not really renovation. It's more like an installation of the air conditioning in my home. Something that was demanded by my father. So and yeah, nothing is really going on, and the Wi-Fi is down. And I just managed to find some time to sort of like get out and to do my stuff. So and then next week's reading week, so I have things to do and very very important things. But I want to just talk a little bit more about something that I actually came across because I was watching this Korean movie. It's a horror exorcism, something of the exorcism genre. Okay, and the movie itself is about two nuns, yeah, two Roman Catholic nuns, um, in their attempt to actually exorcise this demon possessed boy, a high school boy. And I'm going to actually give a review later on, but in the meantime, there's one scene in that movie where the nun, Sister Michaela, she's the assistant to Sister Unia. Unia as in Giunia. Okay, she was assisting her in the exorcism, and they got the boy out of the hospital, the Catholic hospital, but obviously it appears that the demon would still manifest somehow because it was a very powerful demon. And when they went inside the car, when he finally got out of the car, and Sister Michaela was actually almost like she was like kind of like she felt very bad, as if she was about to actually vomit, and she came like retching like as if she had smelled something really really bad. And what Sister Unia told her was that basically she gave this word, I think an Italian word, Mallodore. Okay, Mallodore is there are two keywords to it. Basically, the prefix is actually malo, it means bad. Then the suffix is odore, or yeah, odore means odor, yes, odor. So a bad odor, so a very bad smell. And the character of Sister Unia, enacted by Song Hye Kyo, she's a very famous Korean actress in the 40s. That character said, the thing is that you in the car, but then Sister Minkia said, you never told me, you never prepared me. I said, would you even have prepared for it? She said something like, Mallodore is something that that's a sign of moral corruption, immense moral corruption. And yeah, in that case, in the context of the movie, it was caused by the demon which possessed the young high school boy, Hee-jun, yeah, Choi Hee-jun. So, and the interesting thing was that obviously you can't really tell, because obviously in that kind of plot, obviously it was just a premise that the demon was the one causing that particular thing, because the demon was a spiritual being of immense corruption. And the thing is that Sister Unia, the character Sister Unia, said, humans are actually the worst among all the different species of beings, because our God made us to have the worst sense of smell, which was kind of weird, because now that kind of reminds me, I made some videos before in the past about this. Sorry about the car, but the thing is that I've been saying a lot of times that narcissists and all these cluster Bs, especially narcissists, they have very bad odor hanging around them, a kind of weird smell. I can't really characterize it. It's a very complex thing, and I'm also like comparing that to the kind of things that I experienced when I was traveling in Greece. In Greece, you have all these churches, Orthodox churches, where the saints' bodies actually don't decay, or they are not corruptible. So compared to most human bodies, they are actually you can kind of know that the person is dead. But at the same time, there's no smell of decomposition, whatever. Instead, around the churches, like for example the Church of St. Demetrios in Thessaloniki. where there are actually essentially three sarcophagi, actually, in the plural of Saint Anissa, Saint Anissa, female saint, okay, and Saint Demetrios, and also Saint Gregorios Kalides. Okay, these three are saints at least, and I'm not sure whether there's any extra other saints like maybe Saint Nestor. Yeah, but the thing is that around these different sarcophagi, okay, there's a very sweet aroma that suffuses the bodies of these saints, and even in the Metropolitan Church of the Metropolitan Cathedral Church of Saint Gregory Palamas, okay, very much in the center, where you have Saint Gregory Palamas. He's very close to the heart of Greek Orthodoxy, or basically Byzantine Rite Orthodoxy, because he was the one who championed Hesychism against the basically the silent prayer movement, against the Roman Catholics back then, post-schism. So he's actually a post-schism Orthodox saint. The one thing is that he, even around his sarcophagus, you could smell a very distinct fragrance or aroma, which is very hard to describe it. It's very sweet. It's a very, very wonderful fragrance. It's not like incense. It's very different from incense. It's very, very sweet fragrance, and it's not cloying at the same time. Some people say it's very complex. I guess the best way is complex, and it's the exact opposite of all this. These narcissists, whom I said have a very weird smell, smell that is rather dank, musty, and maybe even earthy. Okay, I can't really say what I mean by earthy, but it feels like if the last time I actually gave this analogy of this human bodily fluid secretion, like basically humans semen mixed with sweat and something else, and maybe poop or something. Yeah, the earth is quite disgusting with all these narcissists, and with this kind of exact contrast, like that one was Mallodore, as opposed to the sweet fragrances of those saints' bodies, those incorruptible saints' bodies. It just kind of made me realize, that moral corruption, as opposed to saintliness, means holiness. These two states of being each have their own distinct scent. Okay, so in the case of moral corruption, like narcissism and evil itself, there's a smell. Okay, I think there's a smell that attests to or testifies to their corruption. Okay, it's a very disgusting smell. As I said, I saw a fly flying around the face of a narcissist once, and it's weird. The big fly flying around, and it's like, considering that particular narcissist was so concerned about his cleanliness or image, how it can happen was just weird, and that's very opposite of this sweet sense or aroma of the hanging around the saints' bodies, even in the cathedral. So, what I'm trying to say is this: that this is something I don't think that, if you're not a believer in any religion, you're atheist, you're skeptic, you're very likely just laugh it off. But I can't really just put it off or laugh it off just like that on my own end. And yes, I actually have seen it before. I witnessed it before. I smelled around these people or around the saints' sarcophagus. So, good and evil, they both have their distinct sense. It's not just by seeing or hearing alone, by witnessing it in this way, but we can also experience it in more subtle ways. So, and that I heard this from someone who's not actually a Christian. He was a Christian before he left quite a number of years ago, and from what it appears, he's now turning to become Buddhist. But I don't really talk to him because of the fact that I didn't like him siding with Putin, and and making out all these things about the Ukraine war as if Ukraine was in the wrong. I just hated this kind of people who are brainwashed. But something he said made some sense. He said that in let's say in the forest, like he said that in the woods. He's saying in the context of Malaysia, they would say that among the Chinese, that if you smell something sweet in the forest, don't point to it and don't go and in the direction because. And I asked him why. He said that there's this idea among those of the native folk Taoism or even Buddhist beliefs. There's this idea that if you actually go in that direction, okay, or you point to that fragrance, it's just like you're inviting the spirits to come to you, okay. And he says some of these spirits, he's not saying that they're evil spirits or whatever as compared to evil spirits, but he said that there's some spirits who will come to you and you might end up being drawn to the other realm when we're supposed to live as humans and basically lead the day where they are. That's what he said, what he meant. And I was like, okay. Then I asked him, what about the thing with the narcissist that I knew, who had a particular smell which was very terrible and putrefying. He said, oh yeah, there's such things going on in beliefs in it, even not just in Christianity, but even Orthodox Christianity or even just Christianity in general. He said it also exists in Buddhism. He said the idea that a bad smell is often a sign of the moral corruption, while a good smell like this fragrance could be something else, maybe more benign spiritual presence, but which you still should just leave there where it is, because you don't want to bring up any basically just leave the spiritual world where it is, without trying to become part of it, because once you go there, you go further and further away from the human, okay, from yourself. So okay, what I'm trying to say about this, because I'm not trying to just scare off or to just polarize anyone, but I really believe that this is one sign by which we can actually recognize like a narcissist or someone who's really, really, really evil. Okay, basically a smell of corruption. There is a smell. Mallodore, okay, Mallodore is really there. Okay, and the thing is that our secular culture now just laughs at all these things. People say you're superstitious, but I don't think it's just that. Okay, so and yeah, be careful about that. Okay, so and anyway, I'm gonna just make a little video later on when things in my home are better off with the aircon being installed. I just don't understand anything about this air conditioning and everything, but in the meantime, I'm going to do some reading as well. Okay, have a good one, everyone. Bye bye.